Most brands reach a point where they start to feel stuck. Sales plateau, marketing campaigns underperform, and competitors start to look far more appealing. This is when the big question arises. Do we need to completely reposition our brand, or are we just lacking a strong positioning strategy in the first place? In this video, I'm going to break down the difference between brand positioning and brand repositioning, when to use each, and how to know which one your business needs to thrive and grow. So first, let's get clear on the definitions. Brand positioning is the space that your brand occupies in your audience's mind. It's about defining who you serve and what makes you different. This is what new brands and growing businesses tend to focus on. They need to establish a clear place in the market so they can attract their ideal customers and clients. Think of positioning as planting your flag in the market soil. You define your differentiation and you communicate a clear reason to choose you over your competitors. Brand repositioning, on the other hand, is moving the flag in the market soil. It's what you do when your current positioning no longer serves your business's needs. Now, you might reposition if your audience has evolved or shifted, market trends have changed, your brand starts to feel outdated, or competitors have crowded your original space. Repositioning is more complex because it is about changing how your audience perceives you, and sometimes is coupled with a shifting of offers, products, value statements, messaging, and even a rebrand or an identity refresh to match the new strategic direction. In rebranding terms, there are 4 types of rebrand. We cover this in another video that you can see somewhere on the screen right now. And one of those is the pivot rebrand. And that comes from the perspective of a repositioning that then leads into a rebrand because you're shifting to that new space in the market, that new offer, that new proposition to your audience. So therefore your visuals and the way that you communicate your brand has to shift with it. So how do you know which one your business needs? Well, ask yourself these questions. Number 1, do we actually have a clear positioning right now? Many businesses don't. They rely on generic messaging, product features, or random campaigns that feel rather disjointed and don't actually tell the story or communicate the positioning as needed. If you have this issue and you've never properly communicated your positioning to your audience, start here first. Number 2, is our current positioning still relevant and differentiated enough? If your brand once stood out, but now feels lost in a sea of competitors or out of touch with your audience, it's probably a good time to reposition your brand. Number 3, are we trying to fix symptoms instead of the root problem? Struggling campaigns, low engagement, or price sensitivity often come from weak positioning. Repositioning should only come if your core positioning no longer serves your business. Otherwise, fix the foundation first. Here's a simple way to think about it. Positioning is for clarity. Repositioning is for evolution. Positioning is what new or growing brands do to establish themselves. Repositioning is what mature brands do to adapt to changing markets or open up new opportunities. Here are some real-world examples. So Old Spice. Old Spice realized they needed to reinvigorate the brand and change it from an old person's grooming brand to a younger, bolder, fresher one. And they did this by injecting humor and fun into their marketing campaigns to make it attractive to a younger, new generation of brand advocates. Netflix. Now, Netflix repositioned from a DVD rental brand to the biggest streaming service on the planet. It realized an opportunity and it took advantage of that new space, repositioned the brand, and took over that category. Apple. Now, Apple has consistently refined its positioning over the years, but it also repositioned from a computer company into a lifestyle tech brand. And it was in that shift that they flourished even more than they already were. So by becoming the brand that is a go-to for creatives and designers and photographers and people who aspire to the Apple lifestyle, they've created a brand outside of the tech industry that has grown beyond it. And that happened through repositioning. Now here's the key insight. Repositioning is only successful when it's intentional and audience driven. If you try to reposition without understanding your audience or the market, you risk losing existing loyalty without gaining any new relevance. And for most businesses, the first step isn't a full reposition. It's defining a clear, compelling position for the first time. Key takeaways. Brand positioning defines the space you occupy in the market. Brand repositioning is shifting that space to remain relevant or seize new opportunities. Most businesses need clarity first and evolution second. When your positioning is clear and aligned with your audience, everything in marketing and sales becomes easier, with clarity often being the most misunderstood and underutilized arsenal in a marketer's and business owner's toolbox. Get clear first, and then you can build a foundation that you can grow from. Now you understand the difference between brand positioning and repositioning, it's time to find out where your brand is strong, where it's weak, and where it can improve. And we actually have a free 4-minute brand power assessment or diagnostic audit for your brand that gives you a customized report and a percentage score out of 100 at the end of it that gets sent straight to your inbox. If you're interested in taking that assessment, the link is in the description below. If you've enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more, please hit the subscribe button below the video and the bell notification. Also give it a thumbs up or a like. And if you want to hype, please do. Videos come out weekly and they're designed to help you unlock your brand's full potential so you can stand out from the competition and create more impact. Have a great week, catch up soon, and keep those brands unified.